Lately, I've had more free time than I have in years, but instead of feeling relaxed, it makes me restless. So I gave myself a default. Instead of wondering what to do when I had free time, I would make art. It's a new month. This month, I am going to try to do something that I have attempted and failed to start many times, a video I've always wanted to make, making art for 30 days. I have a lot of free time right now, which is not something I'm used to. I recently relocated, so I don't have as many social plans. I'm not really training for anything right now, so my workout schedule is pretty chill. Finally, my commute is shorter than it's ever been. Having free time makes me a little anxious because I don't know what to do with myself. What I've been trying to do for the last few months is give myself a default activity so that whenever I have these pockets of free time, I just default to doing that thing. I went swimming every day for a month. Last month I read these books. I highly recommend this book, and I definitely do not recommend this book. And lately, the creativity part of me has just been screaming, let me out. So I thought that making art would be appropriate for this month. I think the interesting thing is, like, I do some activities that might be considered creative, like editing videos or writing, but there's something different about that and like actually making art with your hands. So that's kind of the goal for this month. I think I have an idea to start, and it involves first cutting up some magazines. I'm always collecting nuggets of inspiration as I go about my life. I spent the first day searching through my notebooks and Pinterest to try to come up with a list of projects, and I decided to start with a collage. I was kind of just sampling different mediums for these windows that I'm going to be making, and I kind of like maybe a little mixed media moment and using a blend of the different techniques. So I finished the background and I'm pretty happy with it. I've been feeling a bit uninspired with my collage at the moment, so I think I'm going to shift gears and do some painting today. I don't feel confident in my painting abilities. I used to paint a lot for school. That being said, not feeling super confident in my skills, so I'm gonna try to copy something else, which is not necessarily using the creativity muscles, but hopefully that will get me going in the right direction. I'm first just going to try to sketch out a little composition with charcoal. I'm really tired, and being creative sounds really hard right now. I've decided on something I think I might actually have the tolerance for today. I'm gonna cut a piece of cardboard. No, I was gonna say I'm going to set a like 15-minute timer and just do the thing for 15 minutes. I don't know if I thought this through. It may not make sense to you guys right now, but that's okay. That 15 minutes was actually really energizing. My yoga teacher told me once that there's a couple different types of people, like people who are really good at starting things and people who are really good at finishing things. And I know I like to start a lot of things, and of course refuse to choose. One of the main things is like these type of people have struggle to start things and not finish them. If you're anything like that, I recommend this book, because now I have an unfinished collage, an unfinished painting, an unfinished whatever this is. I've taken a lot of art classes in the past, so I feel like I already have a lot of art skills, but I'm having a hard time with this challenge because of maybe the lack of structure. And in a class environment, like, you have some realm of flexibility and creative freedom within the assignment, but there is still some structure, and you have to finish things actually, and you get guidance and guidelines. And I feel like that could be really helpful for me right now, especially because I don't have a consistent art practice normally. Right now I don't really know like what my voice is, what my style is as an artist. So I started taking an online class with Susan, and I'm really enjoying it so far, and I think it will be really helpful for me. And I also really like Susan because she is teaching us how to paint landscapes, but she's really emphasizing like we don't just have to paint like word for word, pixel for pixel, exactly what we see in front of us, but we can be creative. We can add colors that we don't see in the landscape and express ourselves through the landscapes, which I like because it's a bit creative. Susan told me to let the painting sit overnight and then check in on it the following day and see how I felt about it. And I actually feel like I like it more than I did yesterday, but I do notice some areas that look a little off to me. Like this pink area around the tree feels really jarring, so I want to tone that down a little bit. And then maybe this green area is just a lot of green, but besides that I'm pretty happy with it. Taking a class didn't make me less creative. It made me consistent, which is exactly what I needed. The goal of the challenge wasn't to become a professional artist or even to find my style, just to make art every day, and the class helped me do that. I kind of just split this into like two separate colors around the tree, and it feels less of like I was outlining the tree and more like a real landscape. So I think that helped. I'm still trying to figure out the green. I don't know, something's wacky. We'll see what I can do. Or I might just give up because I am kind of just like, I'm happy with this. I learned enough from this exercise that I can move on to different paintings. I've honestly been having a lot of fun with these painting classes with Suzanne. Part of me feels like, oh, I should be developing my own style by now. I should be branching out. I should be finishing some of these projects that I started, or should be painting on these canvases that I wanted to paint on, all of these aspirations that I had for my month of art. But that being said, I feel really excited and really motivated to do these classes and have this guidance in terms of what I was trying to get out of this, which is just to make art every day. Then maybe I should just stick with the classes and keep going with them because I'm having a good time. I stopped following along with Suzanne's videos because I pretty much went through all of the videos that I had wanted to do. So now I'm back on my own and I'm feeling a little bit overwhelmed and unsure where to go, what projects to be working on, that kind of thing. This is why classes are nice. You just have somebody telling you what to do. I'm really excited because I'm playing with clay again. I'm trying to make a little butter dish. Last night I did the bottom part, and I think the top part is going to be significantly more difficult, but that's where we're headed next. This is it so far. It looks like I might have to do some little repairs. It partially dried and then I had to flatten it out a little bit because it's air dry clay and it was like curling up as it dried. I pressed some books on top of it and it kind of got a little bit flatter than it wanted and cracked. Here's this. I'm gonna let it just dry out a little bit and then it will be more firm. Once it's a little more dried out, I can start to work on shaping it, trimming things down a bit. I was absolutely loving my butter dish that I was making until I painted it, and I really hate it. I don't think it goes in my kitchen at all, so I need to figure out how I can fix it. Some pieces I loved, some pieces I cracked. Some pieces I painted and then immediately regretted. I didn't discover my style. I didn't build a portfolio. But I showed myself that I don't need perfect conditions. I don't need a course or a syllabus. I just need to get started. And even though the art ended up being imperfect, it was still worth the experience.